step number 1 to be a world-class nutritionist. Give it time.
Oh, we have already started the notes.
Oh yes. Give it time. Nothing about you being a global person in nutrition will happen just instantly. Change with the problems as they change. You
Keep
will
working
not,
on yourself.
yes, you will not be stagnant. Nobody is going to clap for you twice because you are just stagnant there.
Welcome to Nutrition Nyumbani. I am Magdalene. I'm joined by Madam Noeline Nancy. She is a lecturer and also the founder of Nutrition Nyumbani, meaning she's also a nutritionist. Now, as you know, Nutrition Nyumbani, we talk so much about nutrition, and I'm sure by now we have already given you so much. And because we are not stingy, we want to continue to impact you with that knowledge and more, so that you can be a world-class nutritionist to your loved ones and even to people around you. So I want her to just give you the guides to becoming that person. So welcome.
Thank you so much. We are not stingy. That is where I begin. Amazing. And sure we are not, by the way. So I think I would love to start this episode by just, plugging in my journey. Because before we got here, we already believed that we are global brands. Then now we brought in the brand itself. So I remember back in the days when I was doing my undergraduate degree as in food science, food nutrition and dietetics. Started as something not sure about. I'm like, I wanted even something different, and in fact I was like telling my parents I can just drop this thing and wait for September, but they were like, hold on, we already paid school fees, so what you can do, just study for fun. This knowledge will not be a waste. And then when it gets to September that year, you will be able now to, we will pay for you, you can do a course of your choice.
Wow, you had very considerate parents.
Yes, and I was that kind of child who is just, that's weird child. I think I love describing myself that way, because I remember there was a time I just told my parents, and I went to my dad and I was like, thank you so much. You understood my madness from very early. Because raising a child like me takes another level of grace. And my parents, really, I want to give them a special accolade. They honestly did an excellent job to raise a weird child. That child who knew from the word go, I'm not like any other. And that makes me understand I am a wonder. So they understood that too well, they allowed me to be the wonder that I am. So at that point, and fast forward, before I even finished that year, that I was supposed to just finish for fun, go do the course of my choice. I was already loving nutrition so much.
Wow, you had already changed your mind.
Yes, I did.
What exactly between that period made you change your mind?
I would be very honest. Nothing to do with, loving it so much, but it was everything to do with listening, reconnecting and being spiritual. I remember someone so close to me just told me, I dreamt this and this and this. You were doing nutrition and so forth. So for me, when he started talking to me, it clicked. And then now I went in prayer and I just found peace. So I proceeded. But then I want also to remember my academic register. When I told her I want to change the course, she really asked about me and she was like, okay, let me do this. I want you to take this weekend, think about it. By Monday, if you still want to change the course, I would even help you do it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're being faced by anything, no matter how unclear it is, have the goodwill intention and give it time. it will answer. That is the step number one to be a world-class nutritionist. Give it time.
Oh, we have already started the notes.
Oh yes. Give it time. Nothing about you being a global person in nutrition will happen just instantly.
Sure.
This brand called Nutrition Nyumbani has been work. Back in the undergraduate, I knew I wanted to do something so big. I didn't have a full idea of what it would be. So everything I was putting myself to, I always gave it a big touch. If it was a business, I would do it big time. I didn't understand the language of small. I'm not saying start big. I'm saying you can start where you are, but understand that the vision is to be big. Because a globe is not smaller than your village.
Sure.
You are born in a village, but you are headed to the globe. So you will start from where you are. Then you will go to the globe. Start small with the basic nutrition that you have. Give it time. Time will not fix everything if you're not acting appropriately.
Sure.
Then, in due time, you will be at the globe. So now that I understood I'm that unique person and I'm doing nutrition, I now, head to find out what is it that I need to do if I just want to make that big impact. It doesn't matter which field. That time I hadn't defined yet that I will stick to it, to this nutrition. And so I was interacting a lot with people who would just lend me into their, big space. And you see, when the mind has been dressed to resonate where I want to go, there is a way. You don't go knocking at people's doors. There is a way the universe works. The moment I knew for sure this big thing I want to do will not just remain in my head, it will be actual. So you need to find out. I was doing very small things, for example. Big people have many things that they need to manage. So what am I going to do when I have too many tasks to manage? Plan. So I will plan my semester. I'm that kind of person who never leaves last minute. I will prepare. Nothing wrong if you're that last minute person, but that is not how you will become great. Because greatness is a product of mastery. You will not master in a crash program. You will master in a systematic manner. Because crash means you have knowledge that we are building on, so we can take you faster. There will be moments in your destiny, in the manner of just being a great nutritionist, a world-class nutritionist, you will need to be a marathon runner. Prepare knowing that the journey is going to be so long. But then, when it clocks the 40th or 41st kilometer and yet you're running a 42 kilometers, then you now need to give it your very best. So I started planning very early. And in my journey of greatness, I knew by the time I was getting to end of my undergraduate, I knew that education will be part of it. No wonder I moved to the next step quickly. Since it's going to be a long journey, prepare. How do you prepare? Learn continuously. Don't ever think that you will exhaust the syllabus. Food industries are coming up every other day. New seeds are coming up every other day that will give this food that people eat and it is affecting their nutrition. Who told you you will stop reading? You want to be that global nutritionist? You will have to learn continuously.
Sure.
And it has got nothing to do with I don't feel like learning today.
You have to make it a habit.
Yes. Your lifestyle. Nutrition is not an event. Nutrition is a lifestyle. You should be very keen to details. You should listen to, you should learn to listen to your body, then to other people's bodies from their stories. Then you will be able to customize something that will resonate to them.
Sure.
So give it time. With time, plan. As you're planning, ensure you keep learning and ensure you are listening more to yourself, to others around you. That will help you gather as much data as possible. That will help you diagnose your own problem per unit time, because there is nothing like I am diabetic, so in nutrition I will always be. No, I can be diabetic, but my nutrition problem today is I'm having bad choices. Or I start with wrong knowledge. Then I change, I deal with the knowledge, now I start struggling with bad food choices. When I finish, something else has come up new, it has interfered with my knowledge. So it can be the same condition, but different nutrition problems. You want to be that global nutritionist. Change with the problems as they change. You
Keep
will
working
not,
on yourself.
yes, you will not be stagnant. Nobody is going to clap for you twice because you are just stagnant there. And of course, you are listening a lot. In listening, you will understand how is this person living his life on matters food, what are his food habits, what are her food preferences, where does she shop, how is the environment on matters food, and so forth. If you just think that you will be a global nutritionist simply because you will ask me to tell you where I shop and I will tell you, and that's how you will guide me. No, you get better information in my stories, because that is the real me. I keep saying that when patients come to your hospital, they are actually acting a movie. It's a script. They will wake up in the morning. They knew from even last week that my date of next appointment is next week on Thursday, for instance. Prepare. For instance, they want their blood sugar to be okay, because they know when they come, you will measure their blood sugar. So they will eat well towards that time. So you measure their fasting blood sugar, excellent. Random blood sugar, amazing. They prepared for you. So it is in other people's stories that you will get their real life, not in their show up in the hospital.
Sure.
Yes. Listen. And be very analytical as you are listening. Try to put logic. You can't be analytical when you don't have the knowledge. That's why reading is important. So as you read, then listen to stories. Analyze. Find out the science that is backing people's way of life, which is now their art. When you do that, you will be able to resonate with me from the point of what I'm doing, from the point of my art, and relate it to science. That's how you become global. Global will start by me impacting you. And then we scale it higher.
Sure. So in nutrition, you do not have to be stingy with your knowledge.
No. Because whatever you knew could even be outdated. So maybe if you could share, make stories, learn, you'll realize that somebody new has come up. Yeah. And you know, nutrition is an evolving world. We're saying Nutrition Nyumbani as a brand is here to stay, because we really know how to learn, adopt, adjust, and plan for the future.
Wow.
Yes.
Learn, adopt,
Adjust and plan for the future. That's how you become global. That's how you become because you will not. We don't want you to be global today. Tomorrow you are nowhere. You will rise and remain. Actually, the power to rise and maintain is what we give at Nutrition Nyumbani.
Wow.
We don't just want you to be relevant today, to your family tomorrow. You don't know anything again. So you're wondering which nutrition what happened to your nutrition? We don't. And in fact, you want to be that global nutritionist. I want to tell you what I was told. When I was graduating, we have given you the powers to go and read. I'm telling you, I read more after graduating than while I was in school. Was school a waste? Absolutely not. It gave an amazing foundation that then propelled me to know what to read. There are articles, I would look at them and I'm like, this one I'm not reading because it doesn't augur with my values. So values are very important in nutrition. What do you stand for? You want to be global, there must be something that you clearly stand for. Nutrition nyumbani is built on pillars of meal frequency, meal timing, and food type score. You want to copy paste, fine and all the best, but you will not make it. You won't, I dare you, you won't. Just give it your own touch, find your own pillars, build your values, and you will be global that way. There is that originality taste that you need to have if you have to brave the global stage. You will not copy paste your way to the global state.
Sure.
And don't plan to go and do trial and error on that global stage. Stay in your wilderness enough
To learn.
to learn. Make sure whatever you know works. No wonder we are not even worried. You should be very courageous as a global nutritionist because we have so many truths, but which one works? There is what we believe as nutrition human. We know it works. That is why we stand with boldness with the things that we say, because we know for sure what we know that they work. And mostly we share even our experiences. So we are lending you our pain or our experience, our story minus the pain. Yes.
Wow, that was so amazing. And I like that part that you have given us the pillars, the 4 pillars of becoming a world-class nutritionist. You have to first learn, then you adopt, then you adjust, then you plan.
Yes.
So those
Maybe
are
we
the
can make them 5 so that you don't plan forever. After planning, make sure you execute.
wow.
Learn, adopt, adjust, plan, execute. You will now be a global nutritionist if you follow that.
Wow. So by now, I'm sure you have been able to learn that you do not just wake up and become a nutritionist one day. You start by staying in the wilderness first, and you can do this. You can start these things with yourself. As you learn, you practice it on yourself. If it works, you adopt it. And
if it works, you can even try with a neighbor. I don't try with a neighbor. But then when I was losing my weight, do you know, I documented from day one.
wow.
That's why I can say without any fear of any contradiction, I had 3 plateaus. The first plateau was because of this. All that made the foundation of nutrition in body.
Yeah,
So you
sure.
come to us, we're not even trying to figure out will it work. I'm telling you, don't even try to imagine your weight is the most stubborn or your sugars are the most stubborn. No, the one speaking to you had the most stubborn weight, most stubborn sugars, most stubborn pressure. But it vowed.
Wow.
Yes.
So after learning, you practice it on yourself, you practice it on someone else. If you have confirmed that it has worked, you adopt it. Then as you continue to learn more, you adjust on the
Yes.
things that maybe you
didn't know
right.
from the beginning. Because actually we keep learning because our learning is continuous.
Yeah, after that, then you plan for the future. You plan to become that nutritionist.
Yes.
Then you execute your plan.
Yes.
So stay tuned with Nutrition Nyumbani for the next beautiful episodes that are
And we
educative.
are executing our greatness.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. We went through all that. So you want to be like us and even bigger and better, just do the work.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, do the
So you can just subscribe and also comment and share. Bye.